Well, it's still the holiday season. We're now in what the UK affectionately refers to as Christmas. I don't know whether I can say in this video. Happy Christmas. We've got something of a tradition where we give you a holiday present each year of Digimon you specifically requested. Whether it's in my YouTube comment section or just as Digimon fans throughout the internet. Usually in my comment section though. And this year is no different, so while Christmas Day may have gone as it's still the holidays, one more custom art gift for you this holiday season. We made your most wanted DNA Digivolutions again. What is up, 100,000 plus digital companions? My name is Karn EX and welcome to your penultimate video for 2025. Although there's a small chance that every Digimon from 2025 explained video ends up going out on January 1st because, oh my gosh, it's been such a busy December. But yeah, today we're making your most requested DNA Digivolutions. Now we're getting a bit fast and loose with the term DNA Digivolution here. Some of these might count as fusion, some of these might count as whatever else, but we're taking at least 2 Digimon and ramming them together for your visual pleasure. Phrasing. And as a reminder, if you want to support these custom art videos, you can do so over on patreon.com/Karn EX, like my sovereigns, ZDK14, Jeremy Babineau, Chaotic Prophet, and Lupus Lichlord, and my David Artbringer Mirby Studios, who make these videos possible without sponsors. Thank you so much. And you know, if you want to, you can like the video too. Helps in the algorithm. Maybe leave a little comment. Thank you. So the first DNA Digivolution we've got, I have seen in my comments a bunch of times when I've talked about Chaosmon, but in particular what inspired it was this Twitter thread from Outro George, asking about DNA Digivolutions that people haven't seen, or would like to see. And Raven Archfiend requested Brigadramon and HeavyLeomon, sort of an alter S for Chaosmon. Happy to oblige, Raven Archfiend. Enjoy. I got Weirdomon on board for this one to take Brigadramon and HeavyLeomon and make Mecha Chaosmon. It makes sense, right? The other Mega Level D Brigade Digimon, Brigadramon teaming up with a new Leomon variant from Eirias. Combined together, Weirdomon has made this absolutely amazing Chaosmon form, and you can see that it is specifically a Chaosmon, right down to the pixelated chains. It's an interesting detail on Chaosmon, I get why, and we'll talk about that when I do its encyclopedia listing, but it does make it look like those bits of cloth are censored on Chaosmon, doesn't it? Honestly, not much more to say here other than I love what Weirdomon did, especially being able to see the circuit boards underneath Brigadramon came out really well, and I love adding the coloration. It feels very Omnimon, but of course Chaosmon is like an imperfect Omnimon. Ordinarily, when 2 Digimon go through DNA Digivolution, their Digicores fuse completely and a new Digimon is born. But a Chaosmon retains the 2 Digicores of its predecessor. Digimon meaning its form is highly unstable. Chaosmon is the code name used for Digimon that should not exist, and which are bugs in Central Dogma that should be absolutely impossible. Since they are so unstable, Chaosmon have very short lifespans. But this is also believed to be the result of a program in the digital world's maintenance system designed to eliminate bugs. This Mecha Chaosmon is believed to have been born from the DNA Digivolution of 2 newer mechanized members of former Chaosmon pairings, Brigadramon and HeavyLeomon, as traces of each can be seen on its arms. Its special moves include Heaviest Excavator, a piercing drill attack that it unleashes from the HeavyLeomon drill on its arm, and Exa Extinction, where it fires off thousands of rounds of its own digital cells in a rain of bullets from its Brigade arm. Moving over to our next DNA Digivolution, this is actually a tri-fusion, which I got HLR on board to create. I did a video a while back talking about the 3 Archangel Digimon, Ophanimon, Seraphimon, and Cherubimon, and indeed their dark halves. Ophanimon Fall Down Mode, Black Seraphimon, and Cherubimon Vice. But I did get some people in that comment section wondering what it would look like if all 3 of them could fuse together. So of course, for the holidays, I had to oblige and get HLR to create Celestiamon. HLR did have another name suggestion for this, but I want to go something a little bit more simplistic with just Celestiamon, a celestial being, but what a fantastic design we have here from HLR. Of course, at the center, this golden angelic body combining Ophanimon and Seraphimon elements, but these massive wings of the Seraphim being created from Cherubimon Virtue, and with these all-seeing eyes that we see in like Seraphim, biblically accurate angels, whatever flavor you're going for, in all the colors of the rainbow, an ever-watching guardian, and up top, the crest crests from Digimon Adventure. We kind of hummed and hawed on this one, like would the Archangels have more connection to Yggdrasil or to Iliad or even Shambhala now, of course with their connection to Susanoo-amon in Frontier. However, I decided that I think the crests work quite well because they are connected very specifically to Colonel and the god of the digital world, which lean towards the Yggdrasil side of things. Regardless, it's just cool if you disagree to have the crests on it, implying this is some kind of progenitor of crests in some way. The ultimate combination of the three Archangel Digimon, the defenders of Colonel. These celestial Digimon have overcome all doubt and darkness in their hearts to ascend to a higher form, capable of acting in perfect unison. Celestiamon oversees Colonel and all realms of the digital world's god, and is rumored to be the true source of the power accessed by Omnimon Merciful Mode. Its crest and eyes imbue themselves with holy light to sweep across the lands with a purifying and destructive beam, the Akaros Ascension. Okay, so recently we have had Digimon Godzilla collabs, where we've seen this kind of half and half Godzilla creature and Digimon hybrids, which I've seen some people talking about, and indeed way before these existed, pondering the question what it might look like if the two kind of half Digivolutions of Greymon from Digimon Adventure got some sort of compromise. We of course have SkullGreymon, the dark Digivolution for Greymon, and then eventually the true Digivolution, I guess you could say, in MetalGreymon, specifically MetalGreymon Vaccine. It would be interesting, in my opinion, if we got the 2020 Taichi and the original 1999 Taichi to kind of cross over in a multiversal event. 1999's Tai getting a dark Digivolution to SkullGreymon, and then 2020 Tai getting its regular MetalGreymon and fusing. So I got Rubik's to create that form that a lot of people have requested. The merging of SkullGreymon and MetalGreymon hybrid Greymon. A lovely design from top to bottom. This would be a mega level Digimon, of course, and you can see those MetalGreymon and SkullGreymon elements through and through. The kind of orangey hair, the skull parts, of course, but far more mechanized. And because this is a mega level Digimon, it throws in elements more reminiscent also of Machinedramon. I also love this translucent tubing pumping this liquid through its body, which presumably keeps it alive. I love what Rubik's did with this, especially these kind of detached energy wings. Such a cool Digimon, and a really hard ask to make it feel unique from Machinedramon or even, I guess, WarGreymon, but Rubik's absolutely delivered in my opinion. It still looks like an evolution of both MetalGreymon and SkullGreymon. The skeletal remains of a Digimon brought new life by being bonded to a mechanized body through joint determination to live. Hybrid Greymon is an unnatural android Digimon related to the Greymon family. This Digimon retains a bloodthirsty need for battle from SkullGreymon, however it is now infused with the intellect and accuracy of its MetalGreymon half. As a mega level Digimon, its power is on par with Machinedramon and even WarGreymon. Its signature move is firing a destructive onslaught from its claw cannon, the Oblivion Destroyer. Now, there have been two really highly requested DNA Digivolutions in my videos, both of which, however, have already been done by an artist, and I've worked with that artist a bunch in the past. The first one was a Beelzemon and Gallantmon fusion. When I made my video giving an Omnimon to every Digimon season that didn't have one, a lot of people were saying, oh, well, you should have done Gallantmon and Beelzemon instead of Gallantmon and Mega Gargomon, and fair enough if you think so. I've also talked about Tamers and done Tamers custom art before, and a lot of people have wanted to see either Megidramon or Gallantmon with Beelzemon. But like I say, luckily a perfect version was already done by regular channel artist Adriano Davino, who gave me express permission to showcase it here. A form he dubbed Hell Jukemon. Of course, coming from the concept of a high-ranking demon, a Duke of Hell. I guess the dub name would be Hell Gallantmon, which doesn't make quite as much sense. Honestly, maybe the dub name could just stay Hell Jukemon. Like I say, I didn't commission this one. Adriano Davino just wanted me to show it off in this video, and I was more than happy to oblige. And my god, look at it. The perfect merging of Gallantmon and Beelzemon. This is Adriano Davino's own lore. I didn't come up with this one. Hell Jukemon is the result of a regular Jogress between Jukemon Crimson mode and Beelzemon Blast mode. His left hand became the legendary spear Rongomiant, capable of opening fissures in space and absorbing the codes of his enemies with a simple touch. On his right arm is the Hades cannon that obliterates anyone and anything in its path, leaving no trace of its existence. Not a single line of code. And while I'm showcasing Adriano Davino's art, I also made a video going over the evolution lines for the Dark Masters a while ago, and people said they'd love to see a fusion of all the Dark Masters, which instead of just becoming Apoclymon, showed off all their traits, which Adriano Davino also had already made and wanted me to showcase here. Dark Mastermon. And yeah, what a perfect fusing of all 4 Dark Masters. Piedmon, Puppetmon, MetalGreymon, and MISSING DNA all here. A really great counterpart actually, I think, to Omnimon, given its 2 big hands in the shape of 2 of the Dark Masters. There's absolutely a world where instead of Diaboromon, this was the villain of our war game. Resurrected Dark Masters on the internet could be pretty cool as a concept. Adriano didn't have lore for this guy, so I've invented its encyclopedia listing. Here we go. The ultimate form of evil. When all the Dark Masters unite, not in defeat, but victory, they achieve a sentient form not combined into a Pokemon. Dark Mastermon is the true emissary of evil, a being of pure malice and instinctual hatred with seemingly no redeeming qualities. Using its MetalGreymon, MISSING DNA, and Puppetmon cannons, it delivers an all-out barrage, the Infernal Machination. Now you might have been thinking, oh, just showcasing art Adriano already did, bit of a cop-out, Karn. Not really putting that Patreon money to good use, but oh dear viewer, your patience is rewarded even if your suspicion isn't. Because the only reason I showcase these 2 existing pieces by Adriano is that he is also the final artist I commissioned for this video. When we were putting the video together, he said, hey, show off my other art too. So we have one final piece that I commissioned from Adriano Divino, requested by you in my comments. Digimon Seekers was, to me, disappointing. Not because it was completely bad, but because it felt like its potential narratively, commercially, and digivolutionally, that's a word, shut up, wasn't explored to its fullest potential. One such example to me is that the main character partner is a brand new Digimon in the prototype Digimon, Lugamon, which joins its interface-headed siblings Dorumon and Ryudamon on the promotional poster, and yet we never got any form uniting the 3, which is a massive shame because Ryudamon and Dorumon do eventually merge, creating Alphamon Ouryuken. And while I love FenriLoogamon Takemikazuchi being a sort of companion to Alphamon Ouryuken, and folding in my boy Pulsemon, who I love, with Kazuchimon acting as FenriLoogamon's blade, wolf blade, much like how Ouryumon acts as Alphamon's sword, I do think we could reach an even crazier zenith here. So I got Adriano Divino to take FenriLoogamon Takemikazuchi and Alphamon Ouryuken and combine them into Zet Aesirmon Kusanagi, getting its name from Zeta of the Greek alphabet to reference Alphamon and Omegamon also being Greek alphabet letters. While Zeta is more of a midpoint in the Greek alphabet, obviously the Z sound or Z sound became the last letter of the English alphabet, so that's kind of a reference to that. The Aesir bit comes from the Norse mythology that FenriLoogamon gets its name from. The Aesir are gods in Germanic paganism. I'm pretty sure we've also used the name Aesirmon before, but I consider Zet Aesirmon to be a kind of variant in the same wheelhouse, in the same way that Greymon and Wargreymon are all Greymon species. This is Aesirmon species, I guess. And that Kusanagi suffix matches the Ouryuken and Takemikazuchi suffixes. And Kusanagi is a reference to Japanese swords, and in particular, Kusanagi no Tsurugi. After slaying Yamato no Orochi, the god Susanoo found this sword in one of the 8 tails of the gigantic serpent, eventually giving the sword to his sister, Amaterasu, meaning that there is this kind of Shambhala lean here. I like the idea of it being a sword forged after the defeat of a serpent, as Norse and Greek mythology also have monstrous snakes that would tie Zeta Aesirmon Kusanagi's theme together. Norse mythology has Jormungandr, the Midgard serpent, which is supposed to be defeated by Thor during Ragnarok, but also may defeat Thor back, a kind of tragic prophecy. And then in Greek myth, there is the Hydra, with its many heads in many ways, feeling like the Greek counterpart to Yamato no Orochi. And yes, the Kusanagi part does imply that a normal Zet Aesirmon fusion of just Alphamon and FenriLoogamon could exist too, so have fun with that. Taking a seat at the table of the most powerful godlike Digimon, it is said that Zet Aesirmon, with its Kusanagi, strikes fear in the heart of even the god of Kernel, and is seen as on near equal plane to Yggdrasil, Homeros, and Kunlun, acting both as their emissary and rival. It's theorized that one day Zet Aesirmon Kusanagi could transcend its role as a Digimon and become a higher being digital lifeform, but for now it sweeps the battlefield with its all-father unification, swinging both blades and cleaving through thousands of enemies in a blink of an eye. Alright, that is it. Your most wanted DNA Digivolutions for 2025. Mecha Chaosmon by Weirdomon, Celestiamon by HLR Art, Hybrid Greymon by Rubix, the trio from Adriano Divino, Hell Dukemon, Dark Mastermon, the fusing of all the Dark Masters, and finally, Alphamon Ouryuken and FenriLoogamon Takemikazuchi's crazy DNA Digivolution, Zet Aesirmon Kusanagi. Make sure you go follow all my artists, their links are in the description down below. Artist in this video and other artists also did this incredible poster for my 100,000 subscribers featuring 100 Digimon with me at the center. We're going to go over this in the 100,000 subscriber live stream, hopefully coming up next week or the week after. There are so many little details and inside jokes here that I absolutely adore. I am so lucky to get to work with these artists. And thank you, of course, to all of you for subscribing and getting us to 100,000 subscribers. I am verified now on YouTube. I'm a verified YouTuber. Just got to wait a little bit for that silver play button to come through. Thank you once again to my sovereigns, ZDK14, Chaotic Prophet, Jeremy Babineau, and Lupus Lichlord, plus Murby Studios, my Dava Artbringer over on patreon.com/Karn EX. And thank you to my YouTube channel members here on YouTube for holding it down. I appreciate you all so much, and I'll see you next time when we go digital. Bye-bye.